Those Photos podcast where we talk about things that I like. Now, the last time I posted here was on my 911 files. I talked about a subject that was called in on 911 and talked about being kidnapped by her ex and how her father also, as the call came in about maybe 5 minutes or less as after the call came in, he uh, came into the jail and stood above me, and y'all know the story. You can listen to it, and it was very very stressful. I'm sure my face was red. Usually when I get stressed out, my whole face turns red, but I have this look that they say I have where I just kind of, I don't know what it looks like. I haven't done it in a while. I don't know, but I used to have the students tell me I have a look, and so did the those. Well, it doesn't matter. But anyways, so yeah, I further, when if I was facing the computer this way in the bookend room, the dispatch was to my left, to my left. The 911 phone call was back in here. If I was facing the computer to do the bookends, we had the dispatch and all that over here, and then the gentleman that was the father would have been over here. Now, if I was facing the computer to book someone in, that person would be sitting right here to my right on a bench, and then we would get the stuff, some of the stuff over here, and then we would go around and take him. So I would sit here and be like, okay, what's your date of birth, and all this, or if I had his not credit card, but if I had his ID or whatever, I'd be sitting here talking and to that person, and then typing all the stuff into the computer. So right after all that, my deputy brings the person that did the kidnapping in, and the guy was like 19 or 20 years old. I don't remember, but the girl was like 17 or 18. So they were a young couple, and he just got super possessive. Was jealous that she broke up with him, and so he just didn't want anybody else to have her. So luckily, we were able to catch that in the in a timely manner. I couldn't tell you where the father went. I asked him to leave the area. I told, he watched us in progress. He watched us take care of the situation to the best of my abilities. That's where your training comes in. That's where you have to take, your communication training, your situational awareness training, practice, 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 practice. You can sit there and read or study other accounts of how things hit the fan, and just try, what would I do? What would I do? What if? And then just, be prepared. I don't know it all, but I have over time experienced enough, and then also trained. And then I just had this God given ability to be able to react to certain situations, and to be able to help other people. Um, yeah. So there you go. So there's your story wrap up on that. So what I plan on doing is try to hit it up throughout the week. I'll have car culture stories. I'll have my life stories besides or in between all these things. But I like cars. I like 911 stories when I was a jailer dispatcher.